Hello everyone, in this video we're going to take a closer look at the new addition to V-Ray, the Node Material Editor. This tool completely transforms the way we create materials. Instead of navigating to the asset editor, we can now build and adjust shaders by simply connecting nodes, making the entire process faster, more intuitive, and far more flexible. To demonstrate its capabilities, we'll be using V-Ray for SketchUp, but everything I'll demonstrate also applies to V-Ray for Rhino and V-Ray for Revit as well. To get started, we'll open the Node Material Editor using this button. Once the editor is open, you're greeted with an empty grid. This is your workspace, where all material creation takes place. Creating a material is as simple as right-clicking and selecting from the Materials menu. Here you'll find a range of V-Ray materials, including the generic, two-sided, car paint, and blend. Once selected, the material nodes appear directly in the center of the canvas. On the right-hand side, you'll immediately see all of its parameters, ready for adjustment. And naturally, the next step is to begin building it up with textures. To add textures, we will right-click again and head into the Textures menu. Here, we have access to the full library of V-Ray textures, color corrections, procedural maps, noise patterns, and more. Let's start with something simple, a checker texture. When we add it, you'll notice it exists independently on the grid. To connect it, we simply drag from the node output, creating a thread, and plugging it into any material property. In this case, we'll connect it to the diffuse channel, but it can be applied anywhere depending on the effect we want. Once the material is ready, we can right-click and assign it to the selection. An alternative method is to use the Assign button here, or even speed things up further with keyboard shortcut like A. These shortcuts are incredibly useful and can significantly accelerate your workflow as you build more complex materials. Each node can be freely moved, allowing you to structure your workspace however you like. And if you want to move an entire material setup, including all the connected textures, you can select it as a group and reposition everything at once. If things start to feel cluttered, there's also a one-click option to automatically organize your node layout, keeping everything clean and easy to read. If you ever want to swap out a texture, it's as simple as disconnecting the thread or plugging in a new one. Now let's take things further and build a more complex material. We'll create a layered wall material made up of two elements, a brick base and a painted top layer. To begin, we'll bring in an existing paint material from the asset editor and open it inside of the node editor. Next, we'll head into the Chaos Cosmos and import a brick material that fits our design. To combine them, we'll use a blend material. Each material node connects directly into it, assigning the brick as the base layer and the paint as the coat. To control how those two materials mix, we'll introduce a blend texture. This texture determines where each material appears on the surface. In this case, we'll use a noise texture to create a patchy effect, revealing the bricks underneath in a natural, irregular way. By adjusting the noise patterns and inverting the values, we can fine-tune exactly how much of each layer is visible. One of the biggest advantages of this workflow is accessibility. At any point, we can jump into any part of the material and make adjustments instantly. For example, if the bricks feel too saturated, we can add a color correction node and subtly fade the tones, bringing them closer to a realistic look. To push realism even further, we can introduce displacement. By reusing the same noise texture, we create depth between the paint and brick layers that enhances the final render. Let's look at another example. Take this lampshade for instance. Right now, it lacks translucency, so light doesn't pass through it naturally. To change this, we'll create a two-sided material. We'll assign our existing fabric material to the front side, which immediately improves the result. But to achieve true realism, we also need a material for the backside. So we'll create a new generic material and reuse maps from the original, like the diffuse and the normal textures. This is where the node system really shines. Instead of rebuilding materials from scratch, we can reuse and combine existing elements to create entirely new results. To simulate translucency, we can take it even further by using the reflection map as a base and running it through a color correction node. We can generate a custom translucency map, giving us full control over how light passes through the material. And just like before, if things get visually complex, we can organize the entire node graph with a single click. The Node Material Editor is a major step forward in material creation. It not only speeds up your workflow, but also gives you complete creative freedom, allowing you to experiment, iterate, and build complex shaders with ease. You can try the new Node Material Editor for yourself. There is a link below in the description. And if you want to see the latest features in the suite, watch this video to find out.